everybody. Welcome to Salem. By the way, in case you don't know, my name is Glenn Youngkin and I'm running for governor. Senator, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your friendship. Senator said, we've been friends for quite a while. We first met at a conference and we found ourselves after dinner at the end of a table sitting there talking about America, talking about freedom, talking about what was right and what was wrong. And I knew right then and there that I had made a great friend. But you never really know a man until you meet his wife. Then I had a chance to meet Heidi. And not only is she just absolutely wonderful, but I'm telling you, if you're going to be in a business negotiation with Heidi, and I'm sure you guys negotiate who's going to take the trash out, you better bring your A game, because Heidi's going to take you on and win.
I wouldn't know, I've never won.
We've had a great friendship and gotten to know our families as we've spent a lot of time together. One of our favorite times to spend together is actually 4th of July weekend. And yeah, we've actually sat in inner tubes on a river, and there might have been a beverage or two involved. But I'm going to tell you, one of the things about the senator is, he's humble. So we actually like to play this shooting game called Annie Oakley, if anybody's played this before. The clays come out, and first guy says, all right, I got this clay. If you miss it, the person behind him breaks the clay, then that person gets tossed out. There's 5 of us playing. I say to the senator, you ever played this before? No, I never have. I don't know this game. And we're there, and one of the guys with us is pretty serious about this, and he thinks this is like a competition, and this guy's going to win. So the first clay comes, and miss. I look down the line, all of a sudden there's 3 of us left. Me, the senator, and this other gentleman. The other gentleman's really trying hard. So this guy calls the clay. He misses. I shoot. I miss. And then out of nowhere, the senator actually catches this clay. It is miles away. Bam! Breaks it immediately. Looks at us and says, I guess I win. I said, yeah, Senator, you win. When you actually get to know folks as family, that's pretty special. But I also know the senator is a warrior. And he's a warrior for us, for our Constitution, for what's right and what's wrong. And Senator, I just want to thank you for being a warrior in Washington for all of us, not just the great state of Texas, but for all of us. The same issues you're fighting in Washington, we're fighting right here in Virginia. Right here. In fact, it may be worse. It may be worse. Because what we've seen happen in this great Commonwealth has taken us to a place that none of us recognize. This great Commonwealth used to be the best state in America to live and work and raise a family. Yes, even better than Texas. But she's not right now. And friends, as a homegrown Virginian, I was born in Bon Air in Richmond. In 7th grade, my dad lost his job, and that happens in families, and we moved down to Virginia Beach and started all over again. And I learned how to work hard. I got a job taking out trash and washing dishes when I was 15. I learned there's dignity in work. Friends, I love this Commonwealth, and I can't believe where it has gotten to. And that's why last summer, after a 25-year career at a place that I thought was my dream job, I asked Suzanne, my beautiful wife, who brought me to faith, makes me a better man every day. I asked her to go for a walk with me, and I said, Susie, I'm going to quit my job tomorrow. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. And I said, and I'm going to go run for governor in Virginia. And she looked me square in the eyes with these big crocodile tears, and she said, are you having a midlife crisis? Can't you just go buy a car? I said, no, I'm having a Virginia crisis. And it's the same crisis that we're all having right now. And right then and there, We grabbed hands, we prayed over it, we cried a bit, honestly. Because we knew this is a one-way trip. This is like going across a river in a boat and burning the boat on the other side. And we committed ourselves to do everything we could to get Virginia out of the ditch, to put her back where she belongs as the best state in America. And so here we are running for governor. And I'll tell you, 14 weeks ago, I did not have a Twitter account. I did not have a Facebook account. I was probably happier because of it. But we've covered nearly 23,000 miles in 14 weeks. We've been all over this great Commonwealth so many times that I have so many friends now. It's just amazing. Sheriff Parker, I just want to thank you for your friendship. Gosh, folks, this has just been amazing. And what's happened over the last few weeks is our momentum has just gotten to be huge. Huge. We've won straw polls. We have 17,500 delegates signed up for Saturday. Senator Cruz's endorsement was giant. God, thank you. Governor Kevin Stitt endorsed us yesterday morning. We're in the front of the polls. Friends, I just feel this amazing conviction on my heart about this like almost nothing I've ever felt other than my faith and my marriage. We can get this done. We can get this done. And when I have the great privilege of going to work for all of you as your governor, because this is the way I view this. This is not a mansion to be won. This is not a title to be had. This is a job that needs to get done. You're going to hire me to go work for you. And when I have that great privilege, we are going to get this great Commonwealth moving. On day one, businesses open, schools open, churches open. We are going to get moving. We have to compete. The Democrats have been telling us untruths for a long time. Virginia, sadly, is not number one. Terry McAuliffe and Ralph Northam went to a different school than I did. You can tell they tell untruths and expect people to believe them. We've been getting our rear end kicked by Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Maryland. They've been growing faster. Our cost of living's higher, and Virginians are moving away. And guess where they're going? They're going to Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Texas is where they're going. Why are they going there? Better job opportunities, a lower cost of living, and absent North Carolina, which we can fix. Republican governors and conservative values. Friends, this is a canary in the coal mine for all of us. We cannot shrink our way to prosperity. We can fix this. We can fix this, but I want you to know elections have consequences. And the consequences for Virginians over the last 8 years have been absolutely crushing. But we can fix this. When I have the great privilege of going to work for all of you as your governor, we're going to stand up for our constitutional rights like never before. Because they've been encroached upon, trampled on like never before. This governor opened up massage parlors and ABC stores and kept my church closed. Right when we needed to be together in prayer. Our kids are afraid to express a conservative view or religious view in schools or universities, not just for fear of a bad grade, but for retribution. And Big Tech is trying to cancel us all. I'm going to tell you, Big Tech's going to know that when I'm governor of Virginia, the governor of Virginia is going to stand up for our First Amendment rights. We're going to find Big Tech, and we're going to protect our First Amendment rights. Friends, I'm a gun owner. I'm a lifetime member of the NRA, and I know exactly what it means for the people, not a piece of paper, but for the people to have the right to keep and bear arms. We're going to stand up for our Second Amendment rights. And finally, I am pro-life, and as the senator said, what this governor has done, where he has taken us, we're absolutely a child who is literally made in the image of God. Amen. Could be born, and then we're going to decide what to do with that child. Folks, this is not Virginia. This is not Virginia values. And we are going to stand up for the unborn, because if we don't, I don't know who will. And I have the great privilege of going to work for all of you as your governor. Our law enforcement heroes are going to know that their governor has their back because our law enforcement heroes have ours. They will know that their governor is going to make sure that they are funded, that qualified immunity never goes away, and they're going to have a governor who's going to look out for them because they look out for us. And I have the great privilege of being your governor. Our schools are never going to be closed again. Our children have suffered mightily. But folks, it's more than just getting the schools open. We absolutely have to press forward with school choice and charter schools immediately because we're losing right now. Virginia has 8 charter schools. North Carolina has 190. West Virginia has already passed education savings accounts, a voucher, so that a child's destiny is not determined by his or her zip code. We owe our children so much more, and as your governor, we're going to deliver it. We're going to deliver it. And oh, by the way, day one, we're going to fix this curriculum problem we've got. Listen, day one. Friends, I believe that we are all created in the image of God, and as a result, we're all equal. We're all equal, and anything that teaches division is not of Him. And therefore, we will not have critical race theory in our schools. And how about this? We will teach accelerated math for the 11th grade. We will offer advanced diplomas to the kids that earn them. And we're going to keep the 4th of July and the Pledge of Allegiance in our classrooms so that our kids understand what unites us as Americans and Virginians, folks. What Terry McAuliffe is selling, we're not buying. Full stop. We're going to press forward immediately when I'm serving you as your governor with election reforms. Folks, this is not a Republican issue, and it is not a Democrat issue. But let me remind you, Hillary Clinton whined really loudly. She said they stole the election from me when President Trump beat her in 2016. And oh, by the way, 42% of Democrats agreed with her. Friends, this is a democracy issue. The bedrock of our democracy is casting a ballot and trusting that it's going to be counted appropriately, and the person that the people elect will go serve us in government. So I put forth right out of the box a really straightforward, common sense 5-step plan. By the way, no 15, 20-point plans coming from me. We're going to get stuff done, folks. 5-point easy plan. Number 1, the Department of Elections comes out of the governor's office and is no longer making policy, it's executing elections. It's going to be transparent and independent. Number 2, the voter rolls are going to be updated every 30 days. And if you have sadly died, or sadly moved away, you're not going to vote in Virginia. When you show up to vote, you're going to need to bring a state-issued photo ID. This is not controversial. A majority of Democrats agree. And oh, by the way, in Virginia, you need a state-issued photo ID to get a library card. You're going to need one to vote. If you need a mail-in ballot, prove you're a citizen with your Social Security number. Get your ballot. When it comes back in, there'll be 2 signatures on it. Yours plus someone who says that's you. The governor suspended this practice. We're going to make sure the mail-in ballots are valid. And finally, those voting machines, we're going to test them before. We're going to audit them within 30 days. And we're going to make it public and transparent so everyone can see what's happened. Folks, we can restore our faith in our election process, but there are consequences to elections. Finally, when I have the great privilege of going to work for all of you as your governor, we are going to make Virginia the most military-friendly state in America. Here you go. When you drive from Virginia to North Carolina, it says, "Welcome to North Carolina." Right underneath it, there's a sign that says, "America's most friendly military state." I personally am going to walk over the border, pick up that sign, and turn around and plant the other direction. That's what we're going to go do. Our retired military and veterans deserve it. We want them to stay here. We want them to be the backbone of our communities, which they are, because they make us so much better. I want to thank everybody who served this great country. Thank you. Friends, we have a giant moment in front of us. As I've traveled around this great Commonwealth, and I have met with so many people, whether I'm having a libertarian breakfast or a Tea Party lunch, or a big meeting with forever Trumpers, or a small meeting with never Trumpers, or if I'm with single-issue voters, or if I'm actually with some independents and even Democrats, I've heard it over and over again. Glenn, we cannot afford a third term of the McAuliffe-Northam administration. We cannot. Folks, then something special happens, because they say, we will win. We must win. And Glenn, we're for you. You can't understand what that feels like. It's humbling. It's encouraging. And friends, I want to go work for all of you. So with Glenn Youngkin at the top of the ticket, with a great lieutenant governor and a great attorney general, we are absolutely going to sweep, for the first time in 12 years, the statewide election in November. Absolutely. At least six Republican new members to our House of Delegates, and we're going to take back our House of Delegates and stop the craziness. That's what we're going to do. But folks, then the fun starts. Then the fun starts. Because then I'm working for you as your governor. And we're going to get this great Commonwealth moving again, putting it right back where she belongs. It's the best state in America to live and work and raise a family. But I also get to campaign as the Republican governor of Virginia. We have not had a statewide Republican leader in a long time. I get to plant signs and knock doors and hold rallies and raise money for Republicans all over Virginia. And I've got my eye on at least two special seats. The congressional seats in the 7th and the 2nd. And folks, with those two seats, we'll send a majority Republican delegation to Congress, but then something even more special happens. Because with those two seats, and just 3 from the rest of the country, yeah, we'll bring 2, and 49 states will show up with 3. And you're sitting there saying, wait a minute, Glenn, we're doing all the work. I'm saying, yeah, Virginians have been doing it from the beginning of this great country. Let's just remind ourselves. Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, and George Washington led us to independence, and James Madison said, I'm going to write this Constitution, folks, because it's really important. And then Patrick Henry stood up and said, without a Bill of Rights, we will not ratify this Constitution. Here, use Virginians. My friend George Mason wrote it. And that's exactly what happened. It's the foundation of our Bill of Rights today. Virginians have been doing the heavy lifting from the beginning, and here we go again. Because with our 2 and 3 from the other 49 states, we take back our House of Representatives and we send Nancy back to California. 2023, we take back our state senate, because that's when they were all up for election. And there's going to be a quiet hush that's going to go across the entire country. They're going to say, what happened in Virginia? I thought Virginia was blue. We're going to say no. Our shared values across Virginia brought us together like never before, and together we changed the future of this Commonwealth and our country. Friends, this is why I got out of bed every morning. This is why I quit my job last summer. This is why my family is putting everything we have into this. But it is not about me. It's about us. I can't do this without you. I need every single person in this room, and a lot more that aren't here, to come together and to make a decision that we're going to do this together. Now, the first stop on this bus is Saturday. We have more Republicans participating in this convention than we ever have in any convention in the history of the Republican Party in Virginia. And that's special. We're going to win this through addition and multiplication, not through subtraction and division. But what I need you to do is show up and vote. Please, don't get busy on something else. Go shopping for Mother's Day after you vote. Please come early. It's going to be crowded. Bring a book. And then once you've voted, help out as a community, because there's all Republicans there. And let's actually make it easier for the folks that vote after you. Tell them where to go. Give them a bottle of water. Hand them a banana. And then I ask you to prayerfully consider who you vote for. And I'd ask you to put me number 1 on your ballot, folks. Put me down as your first choice. Then select a great lieutenant governor and a great attorney general. And then let's all lock arms and let's get our Commonwealth back. Okay? Finally, I want to thank all of you for being here. This is amazingly special. It's humbling, it's encouraging, it's exciting. Senator, I can't thank you enough for being here. This is just so special. Let's give the Senator a hand. Okay, folks, everybody stand up. Let's stand up. Let's go get this done, okay?